some really exciting news for you in the, the anticipated release of the JFK files. April and I have an actual interview with Jim Marrs. So if you don't know who he is, he was the guy that Oliver Stone based his movie JFK off of. He used his book basically. So Jim Marrs is a journalist, and he's like an old school journalist, really knowledgeable, really awake. He was one of the inspirations that we had for actually doing the podcast, that and Alex Jones and maybe a few other people. And it's funny because they're both from like the LA area, and I've seen like just about everybody just living in LA, and all, you know, as far as like celebrities are concerned. I've seen like, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio, fuck if I care, like I didn't care, I was like whatever, you know. But when we got Jim Marrs, we were just like starstruck and like, oh my god, Jim Marrs! And I guess one of the reasons was he was just such a huge inspiration to us. And another reason is not a lot of people could get him. I mean, he did talks and stuff, but not a lot of people were able to get him that were bigger than us on their podcast. So I just had a crazy idea one day that yeah, I think I found his website, and I tried to like write him an email, and he didn't respond. So I was like, wait a minute, this guy's an old school, he's like OG old school reporter, right? Like he gets out from behind his computer and actually researches stuff. You know, like you know, he does it. You know, he was a reporter before Google. He researched with like microfiche and like, you know, libraries and stuff like that. And so he probably has a huge appreciation for handwritten letters, or, you know, something that's not as technology based. So I was like, well, maybe I can write him a letter. And I searched and searched, and then I still couldn't find like how to write him a letter. So then I was like, wait a minute. He probably has a credit from Oliver Stone's JFK, because Oliver Stone used him to base his book, or he based the movie off of the book Crossfire that Jim Marrs wrote. So I was like, I wonder if he has a credit. So I was able to go on IMDb, and I wrote on old school stationery, I like actually wrote a letter, like snail mail, like I went back, all right? I was not playing. I wrote him a letter, sent it to his agent, and his agent forwarded it to him, and I wrote my number, and he actually called me, and I was like flipping. I was like, oh my god! And I mean, I didn't scream on the phone with him. I was trying to be like, yeah, you know, sir, and blah blah blah, you know, trying to be cool. But I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. So when we interviewed him, he was the most gracious, wise, intelligent, humble, just coolest dude. April and I joke. Oh, it's okay. April and I jokingly call him Truth or Grandpa. So we're gonna re-release this episode with cleaned up sound and little visuals and stuff. And I just wanted to talk about him a little bit and just say, like, and kind of give you guys a little backstory and tell you what an amazing person he was. And if anybody knows how to get in touch with his family, I would really like to give this interview to them, to our copy to them, because I'm sure that they would like to have this for their archives. And I just want them to know, you know, my condolences. He's probably very well missed. He's a loving person, so I can tell he was very well loved. And yeah, so we're going to be releasing that. Hopefully, I wanted to start actually re-releasing our episodes in November. We were actually going to start with our first one where we interviewed each other, but now because the JFK files are out, it's going to be trending. We're like, okay, well, I think people's mind will be on this, and they would really dig this. And, you know, I really regret, I hope it's not a nothing burger tomorrow. I hope that, you know, there's some legit stuff. I'm prepared, you know, that whatever, you know, a lot of we know the truth anyway. The story is so absurd. If you really look into it, you can be like, eh. But, you know, I really wish, and I'm sure his family does too, that he was alive to see this come to fruition, because he researched a lot of stuff. He was very thorough. I mean, he went all the way down the rabbit hole and came back and then went back again. He was all over the place. But he really also gave me a lot of inspiration, because I feel like when you are a truth seeker and when you're a truth seeker, you understand a lot of things, or you come to know a lot of things. And even in our interview, he gives us really amazing advice about going down the rabbit hole and saying, once you know something, you you can't unknow it. And you can go, you know, to a certain point down the rabbit hole and they can just be like, all right, I don't want to know anymore. But once you know something, you can't unknow it. And he was just one of these brave souls that wanted to know more and more and more and more. And it never, well, I mean, from what I got when we talked to him, it never seemed to make him bitter or mad, because I think some people, they get bitter, they get mad, they get, you know, they become very guarded. And he, in his old age, he still seemed to have a very young, curious spirit, and that's the energy I hope to have when I get that old. Anyway, so I just wanted to put that out there. Be looking out. Like I said, we're gonna try tomorrow. We're really like trying to crunch this out. We don't know if we're gonna get it. If not, it'll be the next day or so, but we're really trying to get it out by tomorrow. And I just wanted to say, you guys, peace, truth, and love. Look forward to making more videos and more releasing more podcasts. All right, bye guys. Mwah, mwah. Peace, truth, love. Peace, truth, love. Bye. Mwah.